Hello, welcome back to my channel. I haven't done a video for ages. In fact, I have recorded them, but I think whenever I do videos on my phone, I never think they're good because I tend to just ramble and it's kind of boring. And there's something about recording on a camera, which I almost sold this week, but something like stopped me from selling it as well, because I almost sold it and they were like, oh, we'll give you like £160 for it. And I was like, yeah, alright, because I like needed money. And I was like, and I brought it back. I came back after they tested it and they were like, oh, we need a lens cover. And I was kind of gutted. I was kind of gutted, to be fair, because I thought it was going to be like £50 that they were going to offer me, and I was still going to take that. And I was like, something is stopping me from my camera being sold, because I should be posting videos. Or I should be carrying on posting videos and actually make decent content, to be fair, or something like that. But to be fair, I'm not even like mad at the content I've been making. It's just been on narcissism, and that's okay with me, because it's like, it's just for a bit of fun, isn't it, to be fair? So like, I'm not really waiting for the day that I become like major YouTube famous or anything, but it's just a little, I get so much from it, to be fair. Like, people don't realise, like it's just like the unsaid thing without being weird. Like, I do get so much from like having the ability to express myself and connect with like-minded people, and like have people like actually comment on the content that is interesting to me. So it's just like, you don't always get that. Like, you do get that, but when you're busy, like, and you can just do it so easily over the internet, it's actually so good. But anyway, I'm gonna do like a chit chat, I feel like, because I feel like relationships and people and life situations have literally had things that need to be said. So like, gal to gal or whatever, I'm like literally not that friend that's like gal to gal. I'm literally not that girl that like is like gal to gal, and just like, I'm not like the best like chit chatty, like, hey, like, let's get the tea kind of thing. But I have friends like that, and I'm gonna like have that type of chat with you at the moment, because I feel like friendships, right, I feel like there's very much a place for people in people's lives, and those like people fit, I don't want to say fit, because I feel like that's a sense of idolatry, right? I'm starting to see, the more adult I get, the further away from school life I get, just how beneficial it is to have people you're comfortable to be yourself with. Because I think, as much as I am very much an advocate of people grow out away from each other, you know, people aren't always supposed to be in your life forever. I'm not disregarding anything like to do with friendships. I'm not saying just because it's good to have people in your life and it's good to be grateful about people in your life that you should hang on to them for longer than you do. But can you not do that, please? 1 second. Yeah, so I'm definitely not saying that, but I also think that when people are actually trying to maintain their space in your life and they actually have time for you, it's also quite a good thing. It is a good thing, and sometimes I feel like relationships go in and out of like optimum time. Like, so if you've had like a really good period of time with people, it's not going to necessarily stay at that optimum level, and that's okay too, because people have things that go on in their lives. People have life events that literally change people's abilities to connect, and I swear, like recently when stressful things have happened to me, I've literally just like cut people off, because I've just like found it too stressful to like deal with them, especially family as well. Like, you know, and again, I'm not really a massive advocate of like, you have to deal with your family if you don't want to. But yeah, like I've definitely like cut family members off and like cut like just people out of my life, even friends, like just not responded and like just stuff like that, because I've like not had the capacity to actually deal with them. And actually I think that's actually a healthy thing to do if you really can't deal with it and you're one of those people that has to like just have some time. And the thing is, some people don't actually understand like that is a thing that some people need. If they're like extroverted by nature and they're not very self-reliant, or they have like bad trauma mechanisms themselves, or mechanisms that don't help you, and they assume that of you, it's actually, I think, really helpful to just know yourself and just take the time you need and the space you need if that's something that you do need. Yeah, along with that, I feel like I'm always an advocate as well of like different seasons. I'm definitely an advocate of having different seasons and having different people in different seasons, and that's okay. Like, so if certain people are in your life, I'm just saying like meeting different people as well. And also, but I'm seeing recently that certain people, there can be some dangerous people in the world, and and also that like you have to it's not necessarily, it is about keeping your wits about you, but I think I've always done that, and I'm not going to blame myself for being like reckless. It has kind of humbled me though, I'm not gonna lie, dealing with certain dangerous people. It has kind of humbled me a little bit, being a bit of a thrill seeker by nature. It has kind of shown me that, like, you know, there's more to life than the thrills, and and thrills are like not necessarily the be all and end all of life, because it can be dangerous, and there's something to be said for just having peace and safety. So as well, I feel like, yeah, so I don't really want to like dwell too much on the like weirdos, to be fair, because it does just like put a bit of a downer, so I like don't want to really talk about that necessarily if I don't have to for like too long. But yeah, so I'm definitely an advocate of like meeting new people, but also like I feel like if you come across people, like don't just like deal with them for no reason if you like don't get anything good from them or they want harm for you, because I just feel like there's certain people that, like, you know, you're always going to come across people that you don't like, and I think these people come back around and you just remember how in your right mind you were to like not deal with like these type of people that like don't gel with you or whatever. But I'm also an advocate, like, you know, in hindsight, and again, that's why I love making videos, because it literally just gives me like, you know, hindsight as well. It gives me like a good reframing process to remember that like people do not actually, you know, have the same like thoughts as me, and that's okay. And like, you know, and certain people like actually have a different mindset than me, and different beliefs and different morals and different things they stand by, and they oppose what I do. So like me, for example, with narcissism, having like a certain mindset will be extremely disruptive to someone who's narcissistic and not thinking they will get much from my attitude, and it won't benefit them. So that's really like an opposing life situation, because they may get very triggered by my happy mindset, for example. So it's just really important to just like stay with people in your vibe. I don't even want to use the word tribe necessarily, let's just like leave that. But yeah, I think there's definitely never wrong with meeting new people, but there's this like song recently that I came across by like KTB, and it's something about like just like being like not like dealing with certain people, because like, I don't know, there's just like plateaus in life where you just kind of like get along with life or something, and like life just is just kind of like what it is, and there's not like a massive amount of like new situation, like not new situations but new people or whatever, I can't remember. But I feel like I'm on this train of like coasting a bit, and that's okay too. Like, you know, I definitely think new things come up all the time. I hate like bad situations that have come up recently. Again, I don't want to dwell on the negative, because they're going to come up. But yeah, onto more positive vibes. I feel like a lot of blessings have come my way recently. Again, I always do this like types of videos so they can be relatable to other people as well. Like, I swear blessings come up in any times of life. Probably if I do look back at any of my videos, which I don't really do, to be fair, because they were like quite a while ago now, and I feel like I've definitely evolved since then. In some ways, I'm obviously the same person, but that's where I used to like watch my videos back. So I'm like not bothered with like new content, you know, more different vibes. But yeah, you do get lessons throughout, and I swear like gratitude is important, and also perspective in the negative times, because I swear like negative times can actually like change your brain chemistry to a negative place, and I swear like it's good to just remember that like something good is coming, you know, in the negative times. And I swear there can be like really negative times, but I definitely know that God is like looking out for me at this point. I don't want to get religious, but like that's my train at the moment. And also, like, let's talk about like lifestyle. So I swear like with my home, I'm literally on this train of like minimalism to a level and decluttering, because I did become rather a hoarder recently, and I've done like a massive like ditching of like so many things, and I literally do not want to ever become a hoarder again. So yeah, like that's not happening again. And I literally do never want to become a hoarder ever again. So yeah, it's definitely like, I feel like I used to just like, I went through this phase of like adulting where I was like, oh, like this is like a cutlery organizer, like let's just buy a cutlery organizer, like my drying rack organizer, and it's shit like that. Like you just don't need it, like necessarily. Some people might want it, but I literally just I was like a gadget fucking freak, and I would just see these things and think like, oh, that makes so much sense, like that's gonna make my life so much better, and all it does is just like clutter your space. Like I feel like there's nothing wrong with certain gadgets if it's like helpful for you, and I think some of them are actually kind of cool. Things like on what is it, on Wish and stuff, where you get like, I'm not like a massive fan of Wish to be fair, but like I know you can get them off like or like TikTok, like advertisements of like things that like bottle dispensers and stuff like that that are like electric, and it means you don't have to open your like juice bottle and stuff. You can just get it out the fridge with like an electric button and stuff, and I do think that's kind of cool, but it's not something I'd want, because I used to just have like all this furniture that I didn't need, and like fucking just crap I didn't need, and I was just like a hoarder, and I was like, oh, one day I'll use that, one day I'll wear that. Like I've literally Marie Kondoed my life. Like I've Marie Kondoed, and I've also just been like, I would be happier, I'm now of the mindset of like, I'd be happier living in a blank room with like the bare minimum of clothes. And it wasn't until I like went away for a bit, and I was just like, I was living in like with like less stuff, because I like just had like a time of like where I didn't have much stuff with me, and I was just like, oh my god, like, and I swear I've had this happen before, where like I'm just like, I would rather live in like a plain room pretty much and have like the bare necessities almost with me, than have like, you know, like loads and loads of shit just cluttering up my house, because like that's literally what it is, to be fair, at the end of the day. And loads of stuff I never touched, and you know, it's stuff that like, yeah, it's helpful, it's like millions of soaps and millions of like fucking, you know, shower products and shit, and it's like, oh yeah, one day I'll, and like fucking, you know, whatever else, toiletry wise and all that stuff, it's like, oh, like one day I'll wear it. And like, yeah, you could wear it one day, but is it necessary to have it in your house for one day if you have one idea to like actually have like a spa day or whatever, which to be fair, I like hardly ever do. So like, what's the point, for a start? And yeah, but sad times I like sold one of my favourite guitars that I used to have, because like I needed the money, but like I don't regret it, because I feel like it's just like onwards and upwards. And the thing is about things like guitars, like I will like get another one, because I like literally stopped playing them for ages as well, because I like, I don't know, I just like found them boring, or like I think I don't know, like I feel like if I was to like sell my like 2 more guitars and then I like buy another one, it would like give me like more inspiration to like use it, because like I don't know if I was like kind of got bored of the sound or something, I don't know, I think I've just been busy, but I feel like a new guitar would kind of like spruce up my life, and nobody needs 4 guitars, so there's that too. But my camera survived the decluttering, so that's good. I was always going to buy another one, but I just like needed the money at the time. But yeah, I feel like relationships as well, like I feel like it's like so kind of, I'm talking about like more romantic relationships now, not that I want to get like too many people involved in my like love life or whatever, but I feel like it's okay to be like quite selective with like people that you actually want to deal with, because you will like get like so many people in the world that are going to like, I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, want to deal with you for whatever reason, or like look kind of like a good kind of, what's the word, I don't know, you'll just get like many people in many positions in life positions that may seem attractive or kind of like a good option, but I feel like it's like so imperative to like say no to people like in like life with different people, because it's just on the perspective like out of like the billions of people in the world, one, you know, tiny amount of people in the world is going to actually cross your path in this life, and of those very tiny amount are actually going to have any sort of semblance of, you know, existence in your life that actually makes a change. And then all that, you know, like I could go on, but like for this reason, like it's just like, what I mean is access to people is so easy with the internet, in terms of relationships and contacting them a lot of the time, and it's okay to not use that to its full extent if it's not something that you're supposed to be doing at that time, or there's not the people on there that you wish to actually contact if that is the case as well. I just feel like it's just like, because like I think it's just about taking your standards, your thoughts, your ideals, all the shit that's like, you know, you could question, am I being too much? Do I have too many standards? But still probably standing by them as much as you feel is appropriate. But then on top of that, having an open mind, I think that's where I am with like that sort of thing. Like, it's not about lowering your standards necessarily for anyone, because I feel like it just depends who you are, to be fair. I'm not like talk for all people, but I think if you've just got ways of being that are conducive to like certain ways, and someone else just opposes that, like, you're only going to bring conflict into your life. I'm not talking from like a really holistic place, or a really like abstract place of like, you know, energy and this and that. I'm not really necessarily going into that, but I'm just saying like I feel like it's important to have people that you're comfortable with in your life as well, that you can be yourself with, that have the time for you. And I'm not saying that's like comes overnight, and that like you shouldn't just enjoy social time or meet new people or whatever else, but it definitely is something that you know, you have to like end up wanting as the end goal, I swear. Because it was definitely like a thing for me in terms of relationships, where like I would have people for like clubbing with, some people for like friendships with, some people for like coffees with, some people for like shopping with, relationships, romantic relationships, you know, you'd get like the odd person you'd keep for like friends with benefits in my young days and all that stuff. But it's just important to literally, I don't even like talking about promiscuity, like, because I'm literally just like, literally that just makes me feel sick, so let's just like not talk about friends with benefits, because I was like cringy as well. Because like, I'm not like hating on anyone that like outwardly talks about sexuality, to be fair, but like, that's not the vibe for me right now. I'm just like literally just gonna like not talk about that. But yeah, I don't know if I've like repeated any shit that I've like talked about in other videos, but I don't really want to like ramble on and on for like ever, because it has been like 17 minutes. But hi, if you've gotten this far, like, hi. Yeah, that's the end of my video, and thank you for listening. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.